let's get into this Ryan Garcia story, man. So what happened today, man? So over the past few weeks, of course, so first let me first start off by saying Ryan Garcia, of course, does have a fight coming up, him against Devin Haney, which is another boxer I'm actually a fan of as well too. So Devin Haney, of course, you see on the left, and Ryan Garcia, they're set to fight on the April 20th. So that's important for context as well too, because some of what I'm about to share, people are saying, "Oh, it's just publicity, it's just hype. He's trying to sell tickets." But leading up to this fight, of course, there's been a lot of different things happening with Ryan Garcia, man. In terms of just like people questioning his mental stability, he's been speaking on some things or just acting a little bit erratic, I guess you could say, on social media. On his Instagram a few days ago, whatever it was, he was, saying some like cryptic stuff in terms of his well-being, saying that I guess he was dead or was dying or something of the sort. Saying some weird things. I think his ex-wife even spoke out. So let's dive in. So what actually took place today? Today was a little bit different. What I first have here is clips from a Twitter Spaces. So Twitter Spaces is like, what's the name of that one chat? It's a room, I guess a chat room, I guess you could say, where people can gather and have conversations. It's all audio, whatever cases. I want to share a clip of what was being said. We'll go through some clips that I have. Of course, this comes from Academics TV. Let's just trying to hear what was being said from Ryan Garcia.
Ryan, it's Colin from IFL TV. Are you in a good place mentally right now? Can you understand why people maybe think that you're not in a good place mentally?
Of course, because the truth is stranger than nonfiction. I'm being honest. So, because I have the information on the leaks and I can expose them, everybody thinks I'm crazy, but I can show you proof every day.
What
Bro,
information are you referring to?
look up Bohemian Grove
Why do you think they're asking you if you're mentally in a good space?
because they want to know.
Do you think they care about you?
Yes.
No, they're gonna put it on the fucking newspaper and they'll be like, I asked Ryan Garcia if he's in a mentally good
No,
place.
Ryan, I care about you, bro.
You're possessed. All right, what's up? I think you are. Because I haven't said one lie.
We've all throughout our lives been like on the internet, like searching a topic, going down these conspiracy rabbit holes,
No,
and
but
you
it's
get
not a
lost.
conspiracy, Keem.
No, I know there's truth to
Bohemian
a lot
Grove
of
is
this stuff
real.
that you're saying.
Bohemian
But
Grove
what?
is real.
No, 100%.
They
I
tried to
know there's a
cancel
lot of
Alex
truth.
Jones.
I know. I'm not disagreeing that. What I'm saying is when you start really going down these rabbit holes and whatnot, and in this conspiracy stuff, you can get lost.
I'm not lost.
A lot of things. I feel like you shouldn't
No,
talk
they're not
about it
recording.
now.
Hey, Ryan, I
Let's
just have a
talk about it
question.
off.
What's your what's the end goal with this? You just want to make sure the bad people are shown, or what?
Yes, and exposed and burnt down, and everybody's done. I'm tired of it, bro. Dude, Disney f***ing has kids that are getting raped out of a ritual, bro.
Yo,
Do you
Ryan,
want me to stand? You
Ryan,
want me to stand back and let it happen? No, I'm
no.
not gonna, bro. As long as look it, you guys have, I have your guys' trust. You guys won't release this unless we know.
Hey, bro, no. There's definitely people recording it. I made it a non-recorded space so you could say what you want to say, but there's definitely going to be people recording this, bro, because there's thousands of people in this right now.
All right. So that was from, what day was that? So that dialogue that you just heard took place, or that was 9 hours ago. But so sometime, I guess I want to get the timelines correct with the kids. So that was the first one. The main one that I wanted to kind of dissect a little bit as well too is the one I actually heard that had Andrew Tate in there. So of course, if you heard in that clip just now, Ryan Garcia, so he's in a Twitter space, of course, a group dialogue with our cases, and he's saying what I would consider would be some spicy things. I think I even tweeted that as well too. I was like, look, Ryan Garcia's been talking spicy, bro. So of course in that clip that you heard just down there, people were saying, hey man, is it safe to say that you're in a good mental space? Are you dabbling too far down the rabbit hole? Which I always like to joke around and tell people I frequent the rabbit hole often. So people were showing genuine concern, and I too am genuinely concerned as well too. The one that I thought was interesting, and I'll play a clip from that as well too, was with Andrew Tate. And I think Andrew Tate, shout out to Andrew Tate as well too. I like Andrew Tate, man. And again, he's another person who's been through some level of controversy as well too, of things of that nature, whatever the case is. So he has his own troubles, and I think he was more so speaking, giving Ryan another space. I think this was earlier today. He was giving Ryan another, an opportunity to kind of air out his grievances, whatever the case is. And I do trust that he had good intentions. So I'll go ahead and play the clip. This is, get some feedback on some of the things that he was saying.
Hey, bro. All right, talk to us.
Bro, I don't give a fuck, bro. They held me down and they made me watch little kids get raped. I don't give a fuck anymore.
Where?
Bro, they took me to the woods, bro, and they tied. I'm not joking, bro. I have proof, bro. I don't give a fuck, bro. I will show you every video you could ever believe. Bohemian Grove is real. They tied me down and they made me watch, dog. I absolutely don't give a anymore. Yes, I lost it. They're raping little kids.
Pause right there real quick. Very spicy take. Bohemian Grove. If you aren't familiar with some of the things that he's mentioning, of course, we'll double back it. I want to let it play as well too, but I'll chime in from here and there as well too. So he just said, of course, in the previous clip, they're doing things in Hollywood, whatever the case is. They're, raping kids, this and the other. They are, he was saying that he was a part of something that he had to watch, whatever the case is. He's saying he doesn't care anymore. Bohemian Grove. Remember that, and we'll get back to that as well too.
Who?
Bro,
You do know
you know the higher elites, bro. You already know who they are, bro.
the path
Andrew,
you're going down is dangerous, my friend. That's
I
what
don't
I'm
give
worried
a.
about.
I don't give a. They can't touch me. I'm a god.
Well, that's the first point of contention because I care about you a lot, and I can assure you from my own personal experience that they can touch you, which is the
Bro,
worst part
no, they
about it.
can't, bro.
You have
I
proof
don't
of these
give.
things. You have proof of this on your phone?
Yes, of course I do. The you talking about? Of course. If Alex could get a fucking video from the Bohemian Grove, of course I could.
Well, I have to be careful what I say because I'm in the middle of a judicial process right now.
You want me to
Well,
get you out of it? I can help
well,
you.
bro, my door gets kicked in if I say what I'm thinking.
Okay, well I can help you get out of it if you want. I know people.
Oh. Tell everyone at home then. Start from the beginning. When did this happen? Where did this happen? What exactly did you see? Why have you tweeted the things you've tweeted? Let people at home understand you a little
Because
bit.
I don't give a bro. They raped me, right? I was 2 years old. They raped me. I have proof of that too. That's where it all started, bro.
Ryan, I like you.
Of
We've been
course.
speaking for years. There's going to
Yes.
be people who believe you're just saying this because you've, I don't know, had a mental breakdown or taken drugs and you're
Of
repeating
course.
some
Of
of the
course.
things you've said on the internet.
Guess
So they're
what?
going to not believe you unless you come
Give
at
me
it
the
very
drug test then,
coherently.
Andrew. Andrew, I'll go to Romania and take a drug test in front of your face.
Bro, you don't want to come here. you don't need Romanian jail. It's bad for your fight camp. But I'm just asking, like you're gonna have to tell a far more coherent story from start to finish for people to truly understand that
Right.
what you're saying happened is what you saw, and that this is not some sort of episode or anything else. This is my advice to you as a brother. I'm trying to make it. If you want people to believe you, you're gonna have to come along and explain from the absolute beginning exactly how it happened, who was involved, how you got there, what car you were in, where you were standing, everything.
Of course they're gonna want that, and I have all the information possible.
Okay, so when you're releasing it, how are you releasing it, or are you keeping it for yourself? Because it looks like you don't want to keep it for yourself.
I don't. At the right time, I'm gonna release all of it. But at the right time, I'm gonna do it. They're already calling me to tell me to stop. I don't give a dude. I've already had a meeting with them. I'm gonna let you sit with that, Andrew.
All right, bro. Well, I want you to know that either way, I'm praying for you, and I hope that
Thank you, bro.
you know.
And Alex Jones has been saying the same shit, and they try to can't. The only reason they can't stop me because they listen to the devil. I listen to God. God gave me authority. It's over for everybody, bro.
But
I cannot be.
Alex. They've attempted to paint him as some psycho conspiracy theorist, even though he's not. So
Bro, it's over for them, bro.
when he says things, they're not as afraid of him releasing the truth because they feel like they've done a good job of brainwashing the
Hey,
average
bro, out of
person that
respect
he's a
for you,
liar.
bro. Out of respect for you, I love you. I'm gonna hop off this. Share it to the world, please.
All right, Ryan. Ryan, I'll talk to you privately as well, okay?
All right.
All right, bro. It's an interesting conversation. It's an interesting topic because we're discussing things that do happen and things I have a personal experience with. And everyone knows my current situation with the judicial system, the Matrix attack. And then I have to be honest, I love Ryan completely. He doesn't sound completely sober. He says he has proof of these things. He says he can tell it in a very coherent manner. So I think the best thing and most prudent thing for me to do as a professional would be for me to continue this conversation with Ryan in private. And if he has information which the public should know about or information which damages certain figures or puts his safety in jeopardy, then I'm going to let him know what he should do with that information based on personal experience and build a backup in case he ends up in a cell or dead. And if he doesn't, and he's in the middle of some kind of episode, then I'm going to pray for him and do my absolute best to get him better because he's a very talented young man, very hardworking. My personal view, treading carefully, is that we're going to be in a very interesting year in 2024. We're going to see a lot of chaos as the matrix breaks because there is no light without dark. And I have been certainly one of the largest figures when it comes to damaging the matrix and installing the crack in the dam that allows the flood of awakening to come. But there is no light without dark. And as the matrix cracks and as people lose all faith in political institutions and all faith in judicial institutions, all faith in the media, we're going to have a lot of good from that because they can't lie to us, but we're also going to have a lot of bad because there's going to be a lot of people who go down the wrong path, bad path, believe things they shouldn't believe, lose faith in the basic systems we need to keep the world functioning, as broken as they are. Many systems on earth are limping forward. The judicial system is broken, but it limps on like a old, damaged tiger. It limps forward. And putting a bullet in its head, well, that has good implications and it has negative implications. The same with the MSM. And it's easy when we were under the thumb of these people to talk about how important it is to break the matrix. But now, as it's breaking, I think the most prudent of us understand that a broken matrix comes with its own form of problems, a brand new problems and a brand new horizon that people are not prepared for, a whole new chessboard to try and navigate. I'm going to speak to Ryan in the meantime. I'm going to pray for Ryan, whether he's telling the truth or he's not telling the truth about his personal experiences. But I think people at home understand these things happen now. And I'm going to continue to pray for my brother and the people I care about and my children. I don't pray for myself. God's already decided what happens.
So there you see it, folks. Very interesting topic. Very sharp, strong accusations that, again, if you're familiar with Bohemian Grove, so let's even get into Bohemian Grove, man. Again, a rabbit hole that I have frequented. I've been down before. A rabbit hole that I kind of believe. I'm not gonna lie. We're just keeping it a buck. But basically, so what is Bohemian Grove? The secretive camp visited by Clarence Thomas, the men's only getaway in Sonoma County, has been the subject of intense speculation for over its 100-plus year history. So it says here, Bohemian Grove has all the hallmarks of an eyebrow raiser. The men's only retreat in Sonoma County has a massive owl statue, a reported history of public urination, mysterious ceremonies, and a top-secret guest list that has included presidents, wealthy businessmen, international power players, and other news makers. Basically, Bohemian Grove, story has it, right? Allegedly, right? We're speaking allegedly here. So allegedly, Bohemian Grove is a place where the elites meet and do some interesting activities. People are saying rituals. People are saying child trafficking, human trafficking. People are saying that, high, powerful people, almost kind of like Epstein's Island. Of course, you've been hearing about Jeff Epstein in the news lately as well, too. Bohemian Grove is of that caliber, where it's a super secretive, super high elite facility or place where they gather and do God knows what. So all of that is relevant because Ryan Garcia, of course, was saying that he knows this place is real. He doesn't care about these elites anymore. He is exposing these elites, whatever the case is. Now, Andrew Tate, of course, was taking a stance that, hey, man, he even said it. Andrew Tate was like, hey, man, what you're saying could get you in some trouble. Ryan Garcia says he doesn't care, whatever the case is. Shout out to Andrew Tate again. I think he was in that role, of course, in that clip was a very good moderator in terms of, I can truly tell that he was trying to be supportive of Ryan as well, too. I can truly tell that a part of him does believe what Ryan was saying. I was hoping that Ryan was able to, disclose that information in a more cohesive manner, which I did want to hear as well, too. Because, of course, when I was listening, he wasn't as clear. He was saying some strong allegations, but he wasn't necessarily backing it. Of course, Andrew Tate was telling him, hey, man, you got proof of this? You need it. If you're making these accusations, you gotta come with the facts. You gotta come with the receipts. And then Ryan was saying that he'll release it at another time as well, too. This, that, and the other. So, again, mind you, Ryan Garcia has a fight coming up April 20th. Devin Haney, which is his opponent, coming up on this fight. Hopefully it still happens. I really do want to see this fight, but right now it's been looking a little bit shaky. If this fight does indeed take place, his opponent Devin Haney was making some arguments as well too, or just saying that all of this is just, hoorah. He says here, the fight is happening April 20th. He's just playing crazy to sell it, which is weird because it's people who are actually crazy out there, but he's just acting for attention. Devin Haney, his opponent, says, give Ryan an Oscar, please. This is all an act, y'all. All right. And Ryan then goes on to say, these are his tweets. Ryan Garcia says, please send help. Of course, now all these tweets have now been deleted. He says, please send help. Pray, send prayers. I'm calling all prayer warriors. If they kill me, it wasn't me. Are the people going to get behind me or let them kill me? That's the real question. Let Ryan die or help me. So here's my take, right? So that's basically the full context of basically everything that's happening. This, of course, this type of conversation interests me a lot because, as I mentioned, I'm a fan of Ryan Garcia. So from a boxing standpoint, I'm a fan of him. I think he's a phenomenal boxer. I think he has a bright future, regardless of any controversies that he's been through in the past. So there's that. This also piques my interest because of what he was saying. Now, like I said, the things that he was saying, I am familiar with. I've heard of before. Some will call them conspiracies. Some would call it facts, depending on who you speak on. Of course, you heard Ryan in that clip as well, too, mentioning the names of Alex Jones. Now, Alex Jones is another guy that I'm a fan of as well, too. These are the people that they label with the conspiracy theorists. Oh, they're crazy. They're conspiracy theorists, this, that, and the other. And we've gone to see in history that some things aren't necessarily all conspiracy. When you start trying to call out elites and saying that you have proof and this, that, things in that situation, people start ending up missing. People start, magically getting sick, this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. So, Andrew Tate had a good take as well, too, where he says, do not attack Ryan's lack of composure, although it could be a sign of a manic episode. It can also be a fair response because he is telling the truth. It's scary on the other side of the curtain. It's scary on the other side of the curtain. So I think Andrew Tate, he gets a lot of flack in the media as well, too. But he's somebody that I appreciate his stance. I appreciate him being just even, giving Ryan the opportunity to have a platform. Although it wasn't as cohesive as many of us wanted to, he gave Ryan an opportunity to speak his truth, whatever the case is. And, him being somebody that's in a little bit of hot water with, currently with his own, things that he has going on. He, too, was trying to play it safe as well, too. But the point I'm trying to make, folks, is that, I don't necessarily know if I can chalk this up to just marketing for a fight. Let's look at some ways that people have marketed a fight before. What was it, the Dylan Davis? I think that was UFC. I'm not too hip to all of that. So when it comes, we do know that controversy does sell. His name is in the news, it's getting clicks, people are looking into him, whatever the case is. The only reason why I don't think it's just for marketing is because the things that he's saying, you wouldn't necessarily... One could argue that those are things that would deter people from watching a boxing match. Like, oh, nah, this dude's not of sound mind. I'm not paying to see this. Haney's going to crush it. I've been seeing that, right? Like, oh, yeah, Haney definitely got him now. You know what the case is? So it's just like, yeah, it could be. I can see how some could say, man, he's just acting crazy, man. He's just trying to sell tickets. He's just trying to whatever the case is. I feel like if he was, I don't know if he would use this as the subject matter to create that, that controversy. You see what I'm saying? Of course, this fight was originally held for Las Vegas. It's now going to be based out in Brooklyn, Barclays Center, April 20th. So it's just like, I feel like if I was going to stir up some controversy, we've seen it before where, the two boxers or fighters or whatever the case is, artists will go back and forth. They'll take personal shots at each other. And Ryan's been doing that a few weeks ago as well, too, leading up to this fight, calling out, Devin Haney and his father, Devin Haney personally, whatever the case is, saying things, just the typical trash talking that's usually common within the boxing world or the sports world, combat sports world, whatever the case is. All that is common. So if it was more in that, if he just continued on that, then you'd be like, yeah, I think there's a lot of things that he's done before where I even come out like, bro, you don't even have to do all that. Like, this fight is going to sell itself. Again, if you're tapped in, whether you're tapped into this boxing scene or not, if you do know, the ones that do know that this is a credible fight where you wouldn't even have to do too much crazy marketing. I think the people that are, in that boxing sphere, boxing fans, whatever the case is, do already deem this as a pretty credible fight. So I don't think he would have to say the things he's saying in order to sell tickets for this fight. I feel like if you were going to sell tickets, you would probably speak on some other, right? Some other things in terms of, and still be able to sell the tickets and get that same reaction as opposed to saying the specific things he's speaking on. The things he's speaking on, one would argue that would deter people from actually wanting to see the fight because they would, even say that he's not even in sound mind or whatever. So I'm just wondering, one, as Andrew Tate as well, as Andrew Tate said as well too, I do hope that he is okay. bare minimum, right? This is not just, a lot of times, especially on social media, of course, the internet, we take for granted or we overlook the fact that these are real humans, right? That do have real lives, real human lives that they live day to day. They have family members. Ryan Garcia has kids as well too. I'm sure he has people in his corner that genuinely do care about him. So at the sub level, at the root level, the base level, I do generally hope that he's okay. If it was a manic episode, that I hope that he does generally go seek out the help to get better. If it was marketing, I would say he doesn't need to do that because the fight is going to sell itself. I'm highly anticipating this fight if it does indeed happen. And then in terms of the things that he was saying, I'm not going to rule him out and call him crazy because the things that he's said in this rant earlier today have been said by other people multiple times for years and years and years and years. So it's just like, if one or two people say something, I'm like, all right, cool, nah, phooey, right? But if like more people, and again, do your research, man. Of course, I'm not going to be able to dive in as much as I'd probably want to, of course. I do know when you start calling out elites and you start making accusations of human trafficking and this, that, there's just certain trigger words that we all know that you just got to be mindful when you're saying, even me. Like, and I'm somebody that typically doesn't really care. That's why I like Rumble, because on Rumble, you can speak freely. Andrew Tate as well saying that he was going to follow up with, another, meeting, I guess, amongst himself and his own listeners tomorrow on Rumble. So Rumble has indeed stayed true to being a platform for freedom of speech. So if I was to even kind of speak on these things, of course, I'm live streaming now on Rumble. That's where I would do it. But of course, I know transferring over that to YouTube, there's just some things YouTube is like Disney, I would say. Like YouTube, you just got to keep it family friendly on there. So they don't want you talking too spicy on YouTube. You can't talk too spicy on YouTube. And Ryan Garcia was talking spicy today. So I thought it was interesting. Again, I hope he's well. I don't think there's any news past that. Shout out Ryan Garcia. Of course, I want to hear your thoughts as well, too. What do you guys think, man? Is he just selling tickets? Think this is all a marketing scheme to sell tickets? Are you familiar with the Bohemian Grove? Have you heard of it? What do you think? Is there any truth into what he's saying, or does he need to seek help? I want to hear your thoughts on that one. Of course, as always, the likes, the comments, the subscribes are all greatly appreciated. Catch you on the next one.